Here we go. Okay, so let's just rewind that. So guys, look, for those on the call that don't know me, my name is Jermaine. I'm here based in London, and I've been trading close to a decade. And how I got into this industry was very similar to some of how you've got into this industry, which is I needed something a little bit different. I needed something that could give me back some more time and I could make some more money, etc. And I've been running this as a profession for a very, very long time now. You know, in the beginning, maybe just like yourselves, it didn't start off so serious. It started off as a little bit of a, I don't want to call it a hobby, but it was an escape that I didn't know the functionalities of. Okay, now for many of you, you may come into this industry with the same or similar mindset, and it's okay to do that. But the whole purpose of the boot camp is to give you some structure, some foundation about how you can actually maximize this opportunity. Okay, so what I want you to do today, I really want you to buckle up and, you know, really listen to the information. There's not going to be information repeat. Okay, so whatever you're doing, turn that TV off, turn that radio off, put that phone on silent, do what you need to do to be able to take in the information that I'm going to be sharing with you today. But before we even do that, I want to give it back to the past presenters. Guys, hasn't it absolutely been a massive success? Hasn't this absolutely been a great boot camp? I want you to drop a 777 for all the presenters that were just before me in this boot camp. So we had Monique on Monday, we had Derek on Tuesday, we had Ara on Wednesday, and you know, all of those sessions were absolutely amazing sessions, flawless information. And guys, I will tell you this now, if you took notes and you wrote down what they will telling you to do, I'm pretty certain that your trading journey will look a little bit different either this week or next week or the following weeks coming. Okay, so we have me today. We've got some real powerhouse that are going to be coming on Friday and Saturday also. So guys, I'm telling you now, a 6-day boot camp does take some discipline. Okay, a 6-day boot camp does take some discipline. By, you know, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, people feel that little fatigue kicking in. But I want to encourage you to not allow that to steal your success. Do not let that devil lie to you and make you feel like, oh, Friday I can miss this session because I want to go out to the clubs, or Saturday I can miss a session because of whatever reasons. Guys, stay the course. It's super important. Stay the course of this boot camp. You will not regret it. Okay, so with no further ado, let's get into my topic today. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly just move a few things on my desktop to share my screen. And the topic that I've got today is something that I need to prepare you for, because this topic may touch a few hearts. Okay, and the reason why I'm saying that is because this topic is not a widely spoken about topic. Okay, but this topic actually is the glue to why some of you are successful. In fact, I want to say 99% of you are successful, because without community, really and truly, this journey becomes very, very, very lonely, and it's more than likely you are going to fail or take an extremely long time to get to the success point that you are aiming for. Okay, now I don't know any industry where something great happens without the help or assistance of other people, i.e. a community, a workforce, a physical boot camp, you know, a relay, a 4-man or 4-woman relay. These instances, these times of winning happen with other people. Okay, so I want to make this very, very clear. The topic today is about how you can win in a community. Okay, so let me just share my screen real quick. Let's share this. and we're going to start these slides from the beginning. Okay, so let me know, just drop a number 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. Drop a number 1 in the chat and let me know that you can see my screen. Perfect. Okay, okay, perfect. I love it. I was just looking in the comments there. We got some billionaire makers in the comments. I love it. Okay, so look, my topic today is, why is community and accountability a wise thing to embark on? Okay, I've actually looked for a statement which is a biblical statement. This is not a faith-driven presentation, but I thought this was very, very fitting. Okay, without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed. Now, this is Proverbs 15:22. You can go and look it up for yourself. This is all about, you cannot really achieve massive success by yourself. Okay, it is possible, but I personally, and please drop it in the chat if you know somebody that has accumulated wealth or success or riches or great value. When I say great value, that doesn't necessarily mean money. It means how you are giving value back to the world. Okay, anybody that has created great value or success or money or wealth, or a great family environment, anybody that has done that by themselves, please drop it in the chat, because I don't believe that there's anybody in the world that actually has done that by himself, done that by themselves. The Almighty God has put human on the earth as his workers, as his team, as his, his go out and go and get it, which even he did not do anything by himself. He's utilizing others to commit to the greater plan. Okay, so let's just get straight into topics here. Let's move this. So why would you want to be a part of a community? Well, the question first and foremost is, why wouldn't you be? Because the benefits of being a part of a community fully outweigh the benefits of not being in a community. The Wealth Makers community has been running now for over a decade. Okay, and it's always had the same sort of foundation, the same sort of energy, the same sort of ethos. The only things that has changed is that we have grown. Not only have we grown as individuals, but we've also grown of how we actually enrich our community. Okay, so if you're joining the Wealth Makers now, it's going to be very, very different to how it was maybe 10 years ago. Okay, maybe 10 years ago, we as individuals, as the leaders in there, as the coaches or the mentors in there, maybe we hadn't grown enough, maybe we hadn't seen enough, maybe we hadn't learned enough. But as we stand today, we have some very functional leaders, some successful leaders within the community that make it worthwhile being part of the Wealth Makers community as today. So let's just go through a few topics. And what I don't want to do, I don't want to kill you with PowerPoint slides. But the reason why I have the slides is because I actually want to drop this in the group. Okay, when I was making these slides, I wanted to make them very, very generic, so that anybody could use it. It wasn't tailored to Jermaine. It wasn't tailored to necessarily just the Wealth Makers, but anybody can actually utilize this PowerPoint presentation. So the first thing is this: share knowledge and experience, collective expertise. You will learn faster and you will have diverse strategies. So in a nutshell, what does that mean? It means that the information that you gather from the community is going to be vast and much wider than if you did it by yourself. Okay, you get to learn from experienced traders. You get to learn from experienced traders that have made the mistakes that maybe you're going to embark, but you might hit it, but it might be a smaller mistake. Okay, because you've learned from leaders. There is a saying within the mentorship space, which is, there is no shortcut to success. Well, I'm here to let you know today there is shortcut to success, and it's called mentorship. But that mentorship has to come from somebody else's experience, somebody else's wisdom. Okay, now you're going to learn much faster in the community. I remember working with Derek and Katrina many years ago, and you know, we had to maybe wait at least 2 to 3 weeks for somebody to start utilizing their live accounts, okay, and also, you know, hitting those results. As of today, guys, the people that are actually coming into the community right now, they're seeing results on the same or the next day. Okay, and I'm not talking about, you know, riches of thousands and 2000s. I'm talking about profit from the marketplace itself. Okay, now real-time information. Why is this important for you guys? Because the markets are not the same as how they were maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago. Sharing real-time data like what we do on the Sunday calls, what we do on the Tuesday calls, is extremely important to you guys. Now you have to remember, we do not get paid to do those calls. We do those calls because we know it's the benefit of the community, so that you can have a great onboarding session, you can have great mentorship, you can have great guidance in regards to how to utilize the tools and the foundation of this industry. Okay, now you're gonna get news alerts on things like trends, the news, what's happening in the market. And to be honest with you, the reason why I've put less research pressure is because when you're new to this industry, how many of you, really, be honest with yourself, how many of you have actually gone off your own back to research the industry? I'm not talking about MT5. I'm not talking about just making money, but how many of you have gone off your own back just to do some research on the industry? Well, now today, 2026, you really don't have to do that. You have live mentorship, you have live coaching, you have one-to-ones, which we are going to feed and pump that information into you so that you get it nice and early, making your journey seamless. Okay, just like I'll put at the bottom here, stay alert to the market. Good information is only powerful when it reaches you at the right time. Okay, now this is a big one. This is huge, and I believe that this is why we have the Dereks, the Katrinas, the Obanis, the Victorias, the Aras, the Jermaines, the Moniques, and so many others of you that are becoming into that credible elite sort of coaching bracket because of emotional support. Guys, please do not downplay this. Emotional support is at those times where you need to pick up the phone and speak to your mentor about why this is not working for you right now. Okay, you want to know, what am I doing? And this is a famous question that we all ask. What am I doing wrong to why it's not working for me right now? And sometimes it's not necessarily what you're doing wrong, but you feel that. But you need your mentor, you need your coach, you need your community to pour into you at that point in time to let you know that you're not doing anything wrong. You just need to tweak. You just need to be more consistent. Maybe this is your losing streak period. Maybe this is just a time in the market where there's some adjustments, some small tweaks that need to be made, but you can't see that. Why? Because the pressure that's on you right now is all about, why can I not make this win? Why is this person making £1,000 a day and I can't even make £1 a day? Okay, so you need that peer encouragement. You need the Derek to call you up and say, look, don't worry about it, you're gonna actually make it, but you just, maybe your journey is a little bit different from somebody else's. You need that Jermaine on a Sunday call giving you real key information about how to deliver, how to execute on MT5 for the coming week. Okay, now I'm gonna touch on a point where I know, and I want you to react in the chat right now. I want to see the chat and what happens in the chat. I personally, when I first started this journey, my mentor said to me, send me your goals. Okay, send me your goals. Now, before I had actually joined a community of traders, I was a retail manager. I was also a part of a business that we had to set goals anyway. So I was very good at setting goals. But something that I realized is that I was very good at setting goals, and what I used to do, I used to keep those goals like this close to me, because I didn't want any form of embarrassment. I didn't want to know that if I didn't hit those goals, I was like, oh man, I got to go and explain myself and all this sort of stuff, right? So when my mentor said to me, Jay, send me your goals, I felt a little tingle in my heart. Okay, now I want to know in the chat, out of everybody that's on here, have you sent your mentor your goals? Drop a number 1 to let me know. Have you sent your mentor or your coach or your accountability partner your goals? Drop a number 1 in the chat if you've done it so far. Let me know. Let me see what the chat says. Drop a number 1 in the chat if you've done it so far. Let me see. I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. Okay, we see those number 1s coming in. Okay, I know 100% that I'm not going to get 74 ones, because I know that you haven't done it just yet. Okay, but I encourage you to do it, because accountability will see you further ahead than if you just try to do this by yourself. Okay, you want somebody that's going to hold you accountable to what you said you was going to do. And the only way that that person can hold you accountable is if they know what you're fighting for, is if they know what your goals are, if they know what your targets are, if they know what your troubles are, where's your weak areas, where's your strengths. Okay, that person can only help you, the community can only help you if you allow them to hold you accountable to what you said you were going to do. Now, the funny thing is this, guys. Trading is one of those things where you can do it or you don't have to do it. But I'm going to tell you this now. Trading is also one of those things that you should do it, because it's the gateway, it's the door that removes you from your past. Okay? If you're struggling financially, trading can solve that problem. If you're struggling with patience, trading can help you with that issue. If you are struggling with poor mindset or greed, the community can encourage that out of you. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have an accountability partner or be accountable to your actual community, and helping to support you with loss and recoveries. How many accounts have you blown that if you're there sitting by yourself, you're wallowing in your tears and you're crying and you're down? You don't have to do that in the community. You can call people and say, look, you know what, guys, look, man, I had a bad session, man. The market whooped my ass, man. It whooped me. I'm a testament of this. I am a testament of this, and I can tell you why. Because 3 weeks ago, I got whooped. I got slapped. I didn't get punched, but I got slapped, right? And I was on the phone with another trader. Me and this gentleman were texting back and forth, and I know that he's a very, very functional trader. He's a profitable trader. He's a good trader. And so I felt the urge to open up to him a little bit and say, look, man, I just got my ass kicked. Because what I don't want people to believe is that just because let me share again 1 sec. What's going on here? Boom, boom, boom. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Let me just share again. Not that one. Let's remove that. Sorry guys, it'll be on the screen in just 2 seconds. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Cool. I don't want people to believe that just because you share profits and this all of sort of stuff, is that you don't have any losses or you don't have any down days, because you will. Okay, you will, and it's okay to have those experiences as well. Okay, so let's keep it moving, guys. Let's keep it moving. Discipline is, there's 3 things in trading that if you can master these things, okay, your journey is going to be a lot easier. Okay, now to master these things, normally one cannot change oneself. Okay, one cannot change oneself, meaning that you cannot just wake up in the morning and change yourself. It's going to be done through some sort of media. It's going to be done through some sort of books. It's going to be done through coaching. It's going to be done through mentorship. It's going to be done through just groups, classes, whatever. Okay, because to be honest with you,
follow me back.
if you actually trying to change yourself, you will find that it doesn't generally work. Okay, or it takes you a very, very long time, very long time. And normally the change that you want, you will see it in somebody else first that gives you the confidence to be able to make that change. I.e., you may be someone that doesn't like feedback in trading. You might be someone that doesn't really like that, but you might see somebody else being given feedback, and then that might encourage you to then be given feedback, because you could see a difference in the way they actually were trading and the way they were getting their results. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have structured check-ins. What is a structured check-in? A structured check-in is not calling your mentor and saying, or calling your mentor, they don't pick up, and saying, well, I tried. I called Derek, or I tried, he didn't answer the phone. Or I called Katrina, she didn't answer the phone. Okay, that is not a structured check-in. What a structured check-in is that, Derek, listen, bro, are you free at 7? Because I need to kind of wrap a few things with you. I'm going to call you at 7. Give me the thumbs up. Let me know that you're free. So when I'm calling him at 7, he's expecting my call. Okay. Now, even if he's caught up on another call, at least I know that he's going to pick up and say, Jay, do you know what? I know we've got a call. Give me 5 minutes. I'll be on the call with you. Okay. So make sure there's no excuses. There's set boundaries about how you want to formulate your success. Have structured calls, take trading feedback, and adhere to community rules. Now, what do I mean by community rules? Community rules in the community are not often spoken about. Okay, community rules is encourage people. Okay, don't down somebody's question. Don't make it seem like questions are silly or stupid or anything like that. Keep up good standards. Keep encouraging people. Guys, I may not always post things like results and stuff, but I will always celebrate somebody else's results. Fire emoji, let's go. Whatever it is that can encourage you to do better the next time, I will always enforce that, and I am an advocate for it. Okay, build habits that last. Discipline is easier to keep when people can see your plan. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Networking and collaboration. I normally have 3 rules that when I do a Sunday call, I normally go through these 3 rules. Now, I won't go through all 3, but I'm going to go through one of them, which I always say, do not do this by yourself. Okay, do not do this by yourself. And even if you come in by yourself, I still encourage you, do not do this by yourself. And there's a reason why I'm telling you this, is because doing this by yourself is a very, very lonely and dark journey when you're also fighting the demons that you brought into this industry as well. Okay, you want to make sure that you collaborate with people. You want to make sure you get in touch with people. I remember me, Derek, and I think a gentleman named John was there. Kemi was there. A few others that had traveled very, very far. We met up in Stratford as a community. So there's like 6, 7 of us, and there were 2 people or 3 people there, lovely ladies that had come down, but they were trading individually by themselves. They were only utilizing the community inside the WhatsApp group. So I said to them, why are you doing this by yourself? Why have you not just formulate a group of all 3 of you? You're sharing ideas, you're sharing your trade results, you're sharing things that you may not know, that you may not want to ask in the group. Okay, because guys, I'll be honest with you, it's going to speed up your journey by 5. It's going to speed up your journey by 5. Okay, so make sure
100%.
that you are actually, let me just, trading inside a community that you can network in and you can collaborate with people. I never knew Victoria or Monique or any of the other presenters before I joined the Wealth Makers community, but we collaborate to make sure that what we deliver is stronger than just one person. Okay, so you're going to have also access to tools. You're going to be able to make sure that you go beyond trading. You know, you're going to be able to hold your own workshops, like Ara coming in and holding her own workshops. You're going to have multiple different perspectives about the marketplace also. One of the reasons why I always hit people up when I'm trading, and I ask them, and I will even post in the community some of the conversations that I personally have with some of the traders. I don't care how much money I've made. I don't care, none of that. I'm always down to jump on a call with somebody that wants to share their perspective with me, especially if they're using a new tool, they've got a new strategy, or whatever the case is, because I always want to be in the space of networking and collaboration and learning. Okay, you always want to make sure that you are learning in this industry. You want to make sure that accountability is action. That should be accountability is action. Okay, because what you don't want the word accountability just floating around you. You want to make sure, okay, you want to make sure that you want to make sure that you create consistency, allow honest feedback, and learn from your mistakes. Guys, you need to make sure that you are learning from your mistakes. Now, it's very easy to over leverage 5 times. It's very easy to over leverage 10 times and then revenge trade 5 times and then over leverage again 5 times and then blow an account. It's very, very easy to do that. But if you have an accountability partner and you're trading alongside that accountability partner, it always helps for that not to happen, for that not to take place. Okay, so you want to make sure that you create some consistency with check-ins, build stronger habits, build stronger relationships, and so on. Now, trading together is like trading with a system. It's smarter. Okay, let me repeat that. Trading together is like trading with a system. It's smarter. Okay, a strong community acts like a safety net, mentor, and an idea generator all at once. So do not overlook how powerful the community is. When we are encouraging people to come into our community, there's always some sort of hesitance about why do they want us in our community, you know, what's in it for them and all this sort of stuff. But guys, one thing you have to understand is this: no matter what you do, you are a part of the community, and a lot of those communities you've never questioned. You go to work, you are part of a working community. You go to church, you are part of a religious or a faith-based community. You do a charity run or a charity walk, you are part of a charitable community. Okay, so don't overlook the trading community. It's just there for you to be able to win a lot quicker than if you was doing it by yourself. So let me repeat this statement again. Trading together is like trading with a system. It's smarter. A strong community acts like a safety net, mentor, and idea generator all at once. It does not eliminate risk. I cannot stop you from overtrading. I cannot stop you from over leveraging. I cannot stop you from making multiple revenge trades. But what I can do, I can share my experience. It will reduce them, which makes the journey more manageable and more realistic. Me sharing my knowledge, my experience, and what I've gone through allows you to have some insight that when it's happening to you, you can be like, I remember Jay, he told me that this was going to happen. This happened to him, and I know that I'm no different from him. So when it's happening to me, I can still press forward because I know the outcome is going to be amazing in the end. So guys, please utilize the Wealth Makers community, not just because we post fire emojis or we post, gifts and all of this sort of stuff. Really tap into the community, use it as an accountability partner, use it as leverage of how you can enhance your systems, how you can enhance your trading journey, how you can enhance and quicken your results. Okay, remember, the community, what it was 10 years ago to what it is today, is completely different. The community will see you having results within your first 24 hours if you can just follow the system. Without community, this does not work. Without community, the majority of you that have results in this community right now would not have the results that you have right now. That sounds like a bit of a tongue twister. Let me repeat that. The majority of you that are in the community right now, I can say this with certainty, would not have the results that you have if it wasn't based on leveraging a community, leveraging other people, leveraging a mentor, leveraging a coach. Okay, so I want to make sure that this topic today you really take on board and not just look at it as this is not the sexy stuff, this is not the charts, or this is not pressing the button. Because guys, I'll be honest with you, everything that's here on the right hand side to your success, everything that you want to achieve over here will not be achieved unless the middle part is achieved, which is enhance and leverage the community. Okay, I don't know any successful trader that does not have a community, that does not have a buddy, that does not have an accountability partner. There's none. Even the guys that you see on YouTube, you see them on Instagram and so on and so on, and you see them doing their little clips when they're in the room by themselves and guys, do not be fooled. They are trading with people. They have communities, they have leverage, they have systems, all part of a community that is allowing them to enhance their results. So guys, look, that's my session. I wanted to keep it nice and short because it's not the most sexiest topic, but it's the most relevant topic that you're going to need to hear to make sure that your trading journey goes from 0 to 100 smoothly, and without you having to feel like this is not achievable. So guys, look, thank you so much. Guys, before we even exit this call, I want to make sure, drop a 777 and let me know that you're going to be on the call tomorrow. If you're going to be on Friday's call, which is going to be an absolutely fire call, drop a 7777 in the chat so that I can see that you guys are going to be utilizing what? The community. Let's go, man. I see those 777s. I see those 777s coming in. Guys, thank you so much. I feel humble. I feel grateful. I feel the gratitude to be able to be on these calls, share experience with you, share wisdom with you, and I look forward to seeing all of you guys' success in the near future. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye.